Rumors are circulating that Ibrahima Konate wants to join Real Madrid and Real Madrid only, but does that mean he moves this summer or does he move on a free next summer? Benjamin Sesco has been freshly linked with Liverpool as he follows Liverpool on Instagram, and his pinned post is also him playing against the Reds. And Harvey Elliott is subject to a potential move to West Ham United along with a Liverpool and under-21s teammate. People, it's the morning meetup show. Welcome to Kop-Ish. Sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good start to the week, and welcome to Kopish Bees. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. On the road to 40,000 subscribers, and we're about 80 subscribers away from 37k, so please do subscribe if you haven't already. Right, got a shout out to a couple of people in the chat. Shout out to Recency Bias Radio, shout out to Teo, shout out to our brother Football with Ends. Go subscribe to Football with Ends' channel. Also, big shout out to N90 in the building as well. Go and subscribe to N90's channel. New up and coming, should I say, content creator, covers Liverpool Football Club and more. So big up. Managed to do a stream with him and Uncle Rod's on, I want to say Friday, was it? I think. So yeah, big up to N90. Shout out to Liao. This one caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie. Konate looking funny in the light nowadays. Big up to Rickman, Chills, Beans on Toast, Toronto Red Soy, John Conway, the legend that is. Also Latimer, Echo, Glenn, Kazi, Yibba, AR, CJ, Andre, the Sobozlai Defense League. Big up to every single one of you. Shout out to Sammy as well, our residential Real Madrid supporter as well. He's been supporting the channel for years. Big up Anfield Road N. Right. I'm not going to lie. That intro I gave has just been spoiled by Toronto Reds 90. The post was lying. No, sorry, that's not that one. Where is it? The post has been pinned for months. That's regarding Sesco. Toronto Reds, you've just stolen my whole flow, bro. Just because I was just trying to reel everyone in because there was so much outrage about it, and you just cut the cord, bro. But now, big up to everyone. Right, let's talk about Konate. I've got so many mixed opinions on this one, guys, for so many different reasons. Big up A Douglas, 3:30 in Jamaica, and you decided to tune in, man. Enough love. Really appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Konate. A lot of rumors coming out about Konate, man. And it's not looking good. And you know what they say, sometimes there's no smoke without a fire. And I know I got called a Trent defense lawyer and have it. Again, there are still things I think that haven't come to light that will come to light one day. But ultimately, Trent, the way he ended his tenure at Liverpool was terrible. And he's put himself in a position whereby he will never probably be welcome back at the club. Now, then you look at Konate, and it seems as though he's almost going down the same route. Now, Real Madrid have just signed Huijsen, who we were linked with as well. But there's so many different layers to this. Firstly, I get the sense that I'd say about 70% of the Liverpool fan base, or I speak for the Kopish community. I can't speak for the whole fan base, obviously. I talk about the Kopish community because I know you guys the best. I'd say about 70% would like Konate to stay and sign a new contract and rate him as one of the best centre-backs in European football. However, there's 30% who don't rate him as highly and also wouldn't mind him leaving. I don't think he'll mind me saying his name, but shout out to Jamie Phillips. Jamie Phillips rates Konate, but doesn't rate him as highly as, say, me and Matt and Drift, for example. And he said he'd be all right with Konate leaving should we get a proper replacement. That's the key words from Jamie. Should we get a proper replacement? Now, the question is, how does the club view him? Does the club view him in that 70%, or does the club view him in that 30% who rate him, but don't rate him the way he maybe wants to be rated. And that's the big question, because it seems as though back in October and then in January, we were told contract talks were progressing well and things were looking good. Fast forward to July 2025, and things are looking not so good. In fact, things are looking really bad. Now, here's a conundrum for Liverpool. We've already sold Jarell Quansah, so we're already down to 3 centre-backs. If we sell Konate, we're down to 2 centre-backs. Now, going into the summer, in my humble opinion, we needed to sign a centre-back if we were keeping Quansah, 2 if we were selling Quansah or Gomez. It looks like Gomez is staying, which is a plus. Virgil obviously signed a new contract. He's staying. For me, we can't go into a season with anything less than 4 centre-backs. Anything less than 4 centre-backs, and I'm going to be losing my head. It would be crazy if we did that. I repeat, it will be crazy if we did that. We have done it before, and we saw how that worked out. If Konate goes this summer, we are down to 2 centre-backs. We already know Mark Gahey's price. I think we should pay that regardless, but I'm not the club. I don't run the finances. My owners do. Shout out to FSG. If we were to sign Gahey and keep Konate, then we're in a very good position. I still argue that we'd like another centre-back just to be on the safe side, but I wouldn't sit here and complain either. Only say that because Gomez is quite injury-prone, so you could be down to 3 centre-backs or large portions of the season, which wouldn't be ideal. For me, you can go and get a centre-back who's under 21, so you don't have to register them, and then boom, that person can fill in when he needs to. But if we lose Konate, we have to then convince 2 new centre-backs. The difference with losing Konate to not losing Konate, though, is if you go to a centre-back and say, look, we want you to be the main starter, we can do that. With Konate here, we can't do that. Without Konate, we could go to 2 centre-backs and say, well, look, you might not be the main starter, but it's between you, him, and Gomez. One of you has to take the opportunity and you have to do what you've got to do. If that were to happen, again, not the worst case scenario, it just for me leaves us with so much to do left in this window. And I want to remind everyone, the season starts the 15th for us, the 15th of August, if I'm not mistaken. Our last preseason game, quote unquote, is the Community Shield against Crystal Palace. Business has to be wrapped up before the start of the season. There is no end of August. It is the start of the season. We haven't got a lot of time to play with, not just incoming signings, but outgoings as well. We have to make space in the squad. And I will do a show on squad depth and all those things in probably this week, actually. It might be over on Big Up. So keep your notifications switched on social media. That being said, we need to really move quickly. And I've spoken to a couple of Liverpool fans, and even myself started to think, have we done all we wanted to do with the incoming signings now? Or are we just going to focus on outgoings? Because there's a lot to do. And again, granted, because of the tragedy with Diogo Jota, rest his soul, we lost out on a week, or maybe 2 weeks of work that needed to be done. Also, on a side note, I wasn't able to do the watch along yesterday with Matt and Drift. Big up to our brothers, Matt and Drift, for doing that. Big up to Preston North End, and big up to those travelling Liverpool fans, because amazing tribute. And I hope we see that continued throughout the season. I'm hoping to get to a couple of games this season. And on that 20th minute, I will be singing my heart out, that Diogo Jota song. And let's honour him properly. And let's make this a continuation of his legacy as well. So the question remains, guys, would you sell Konate? And I see a few people saying, look, swap deal with Rodrigo. They rate Rodrigo at 86 million. He's got 3 years left on his contract. We can't get 86 million for Konate going into the last year of his contract. So there wouldn't be a direct swap deal there. I don't think there's any other centre-backs I'd directly swap with him, or any other players I'd potentially swap directly with Konate. But hey, if we were to put ourselves in a position where we give them Konate and, we get Rodrigo for a cut price, and maybe that could work as well. But time will remain to be seen. I think we should keep Konate regardless of him signing a new contract or not, simply because we have so much work to do still in this transfer window. But again, That's just my 2 cents. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, please, people. Shout out to Abdallah. Shout out to our Abs, our brother, our Chelsea fans, who's a brother. Large up, brother Cal. Put your Club World Cup on the table, please. The old one is now called the Intercontinental Cup. Hope you and the fam are good, bro. Abs in brackets. I know who you are, Abs. Big up yourself. Congratulations. A fantastic win by Chelsea. And lovely tribute by Pedro Neto as well to Diogo and Andre Silva. Shout out to Bastion of Invincibility. He says, we have to be harsh with Konate. Bench him if we keep him this year. We might be in a similar situation with Alexis McAllister. Precedent set. Oh, I didn't want to speak about Alexis. I didn't want to speak about Alexis because I didn't want to put it out there in the atmosphere. But yes, I have fears about Alexis McAllister as well. Get that contract sorted. Here's the thing with benching Konate, guys. And this is why I don't agree with it. You're still paying his salary. What is benching him going to benefit us with? If he starts playing for us and then he starts putting in stinker after stinker after stinker, then absolutely, yeah, you bench him. But to just keep him on the bench when he's a very good centre-back, one is going to put pressure on the starting centre-backs because if they make a mistake, the whole community is going to be like, well, start Konate. Two, we're going to lose out on money by keeping him on the wages and just not playing him, not using him in the team. And three, it's going to demoralize, I think, some of the teammates and him as well. So me, again, personally, I don't think benching him makes sense. You either sell him or you keep him. And then if you keep him, you try and negotiate that new contract. But again, what's difficult for me about this one is, look, Trent stayed radio silent, innit? He was radio silent and kept away from the media, didn't do any interviews or anything. Konate has spoken about his love for Liverpool and wanting to stay at Liverpool from October. So this is not like the Trent situation. I know everyone will say, it's the exact same. It's not like the Trent situation. He has spoken up and said that he wanted to stay at Liverpool. He said the contract offer wasn't, good enough. He wants to stay at Liverpool. Not just that. He did the round table with Diogo Jota, again, RIP, and Alexis McAllister recently, whereby he speaks about his love and admiration for the club and that he wants to stay for years and all this. So it's not the same. But something from January to now has drastically changed. Drastically changed. So, again, not ideal. But we may just have to play it out and see what happens. On to the next topic. And strap in your seatbelts, guys, because this is going to be a bit of a turbulent one. And I know I'm going to get cooked up in the comments. And then you guys are going to snitch on me to Matt and Drift later. I know how you guys move in the community. I'm used to it now. All right. Benjamin Sesco. Everyone yesterday collectively lost their minds because Benjamin Sesco followed Liverpool on Instagram, and then they pointed out his pinned post is a picture of him controlling the ball playing against Liverpool for RB Leipzig. As Toronto Reds rightly put in the comment section, that post has been pinned for months. Him following Liverpool hasn't been for months though. That's recent. And usually when players follow a club that they don't play for or haven't followed previously, it does signify a lot of times that said player moves to said club. He also followed Arsenal, Man United too. Shout out to Gunners in the chat. Shout out to Charles J. I have also heard the same, that he's a Liverpool fan. So again, wouldn't be too strange. And again, footballers, everything they do on social media is micro-analyzed. Here's my thing. Do I want Benjamin Sesco to sign for Liverpool? No, he's not my first choice. He's not my first choice. Isak's my first choice. Alvarez would be my second choice. Then I'd probably scour the market and have a look at who else is there. But this notion that Benjamin Sesco is a rubbish footballer, for me, I think that needs to stop. I think it's extremely harsh by the fan base. And because we've been kind of let down, I'd say, by Nunes since he's been at the club, I think people are automatically saying, oh, he's like Nunes. He plays nothing like Darwin Núñez for a start. Nothing like Darwin Núñez. I'd say he has a better shot than Núñez. He's better at headering than Núñez. He has better hold-up play than Núñez. And he has a better first touch than Núñez. Now, again, before anyone gets angry with me, I'm not saying that Núñez sets the bar very high for those things. I'm not saying that. But he's better than Núñez at those things, in my opinion. Is he good enough, in my opinion, to lead us to a league title? No. However, what I would say is we had two strikers last season in Núñez and Jota, rest his soul, rest in peace, who between them, I think, got 13 goals. If a striker comes in and gets anything more than 15, it's an improvement on what we had previously, especially if Salah has another good season and if Gakpo or the new left winger has a really good season, and Wirtz as well. We may not have to be as reliant on Sesco as we probably recently or previously would have had to have been. That being said, I think the price for Sesco that's being touted around is extremely high and unreasonable, in my opinion. When I see people say things like he's only scored 13 goals last season, again, we've got to add context to the stats. And the context is he also played behind the striker sometimes and also wasn't always played up top. And 13 goals is similar to what Ekatike got, who a lot of the fan base would be happy with us getting. Again, I want to reiterate, I am not someone who is saying I want us to go and sign Sesco. And I actually think the only way this one makes sense is if you're signing Sesco as a stopgap because you can't get Isak or Alvarez, and then Isak or Alvarez signs next summer. But, see, look at you lot crashing out on me already. Feels like, stop it, Cal. Liao's saying you're doing mental gymnastics. This is Cope from the fraudulent Sanderson group. By the way, I've had the Callum curse. You lot are not going to tar me with this new name. I'm not going to have it. Do you know what, LB? Do you know what? I've been telling you lot I'm collecting a little list. You're added to the list, LB04. I'm going to add you to the list. I'm not having you lot tar me with another name. I'm not doing it again. Can't do this to me every season, man. Phil, I'm not doing propaganda. Benjamin Tesco is harsh, man. I'm not hyping him up, Phil. I'm just stating the stats. Salim, I'm convincing myself. I'm not convincing myself. You lot are harsh, man. It's the morning and you lot are smoke in the morning. Is that what we're doing, guys? Tony Steele, I am just reporting what is going on. I have said about 6 times already, I don't want us to sign Sesco. CJ, I don't rate Núñez. Look at you lot crashing out. No one's even said morning. How you doing, Cal? A couple of you at the beginning did, but now it's just smoke. Look at Phil. I know Phil with champions were on another level. I don't want Watkins. I would take Watkins probably before Sesco, though. I probably would. It's only Monday. For real, James, it's only Monday. The shirt, Arjun, the shirt will be available to buy. We're going to launch the merch store again soon. We were going to launch it previously, but because of what happened with Diogo, we kind of took a step back with that. Didn't want to come across disrespectful. Do you know what? Echo, you're right. Cal, you might as well rename this Morning Smoke with Cal. For real. It's because you guys have no chill. Oh, now I'm seeing a couple good mornings. Oh, cheers. But as I was saying, with Sesco, I don't think he's our first option. However, I do think he is an option. And I've said this from the beginning. I wouldn't be surprised if we do go in for Sesco if we can't get Isak or Alvarez. Do I want us to once again? No. But we will see. I'm going to start speaking on Sesco, man, because you lot are crashing out on me. I don't want the guy. I don't want the guy to sign for Liverpool, and I'm getting smoked. This is so harsh, man. It's so harsh. Shout out to, where did I see the comment? Where are you? Jordan. Shout out to Jordan. Jordan says Liverpool need a false nine for Salah to thrive. I wholeheartedly disagree with that, Jordan, because Salah's been thriving while we've had Nunes, who isn't a false nine, and he was creating a bunch of chances for Nunes and also still scoring a bunch of goals. I think Salah thrives at Liverpool regardless. Big up yourself, Sadiq. Hope you and the family are well, bro. I think Salah, he just thrives regardless because he's that good. I don't think we need to buy a specific type of striker to get the best out of Salah. He's just that good. Salah's played up front with Firmino since he's been here. He's played up front with Origi. He's played up front with Nunes, Mane, Diogo, and he's thrived the whole time. He's thrived the whole time. So for me, I don't see the issue with it. I don't see the issue with getting an out-and-out 9. I think Salah thrives whether we have an out-and-out 9, false 9, 2 10s. He's just that good of a player. I don't think it matters. But yeah, let me know. Silly question. Let me know in the comment section how you'd feel if we signed Sesco, but we got someone like Rodrigo, for example, because Isak is a no-go, even though I still think we can get Isak. Right. Hold on. What's this? Salim says, Cal, watch Drifty and Matt review show for the game yesterday. They completely mocked your Gerrard take as manager. Oh. Okay. I guess I'm adding Matt and Drift to the list. Matthew Drifty. I'll speak about that privately. I'm not going to air dirty laundry out in public. I will address the accusations here with Matthew and Drifty separately. I will do that behind closed doors. I won't do that in front of the community. Words will be exchanged, but as I said, I'll do that privately. Are you sure that happened? I'd like to live in a world where I don't miss a stream and they say stuff about Gerrard. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to watch it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Salim, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. A little bit of snitchy behavior. I'm not going to lie. Wow. Malcolm said it happened. It was a throwaway comment. It's still a comment. Throwaway or not, it's still a comment. Erlin said they laughed for 5 minutes at you. Wow. 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 Is that what we're doing? Wow. Wow. You know what? I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to do this, but this, you know, I'm going to. Hey, morning, guys. Just doing the morning show with the community. And it's been brought to my attention that you guys were mocking Gerrard as Liverpool manager and then proceeded to laugh at me. Look, the people have spoken, so I'm just asking the question. I'm just throwing it in here. I don't think you'd do something like that, guys, especially when it pertains to Steven Gerrard, considering you know my thoughts on our ex-captain. But I just, you know, when there's smoke and fire, sometimes you got to throw water on it, but you've also got to address the source of the fire. So I'm just asking you guys, did this happen? And if it did, you know, if I could get some explanations as to why it happened, boys. But no, you have a beautiful morning, lads. I hope the families are well. But as I said, I'm gonna need some answers. You know how we do. I'm gonna need some answers, boys. So yeah, you just let me know ASAP, guys, because you know the community have been saying stuff. I can't let stuff like this slide. You know how it goes. So just let me know. All right, blessings, boys. Blessings. And now we wait. Now we wait. As I said, I'd be so disappointed in them too. And yeah, things will be said behind the scenes should this come to light and be proven to be true. But let's move on to our final topic of the morning before I let you guys get back to your whatever you're doing. Hold on. Wow. Pimp, is that what you know? What? It's because I haven't brushed the beard, Pimp. Look, When I brush it, you'll see it come to fruition. Look, let me show you. Let me show you. And the growth is crazy. Pause. Look now. Yeah. There we go. D&J, I've watched the first half. I've not watched the second half yet, but I will catch up on that. Big up to yourself, Lakers, in the chat as well. Big up Pimpin' Distress as always. But no, I've watched the first half. Rio is very lively, really unlucky. He's got, again, not comparing the two players. He seems as though he's molded his game on Mbappe. Very similar movements to Mbappe, very similar to how he approaches defenders with the ball and tries to play quick little 1-2s. Not just that, he looks like he's bulked up as well. He looks like he's bulked up. He's grown. I remember we were going into a sort of a 50-50 challenge with the defender, and he barged him and offset the defender. And I was impressed by that. 16 years old. I was finishing my GCSEs and then watching Sky Sports News at 16 years old. He's walking out for Liverpool Football Club and looking part of the furniture. So yeah, man. Big up to Rio, big up to the rest of the guys, especially under difficult circumstances. Ty says, I knew the curse was still alive. Get Verts, but at what cost? What cost? Konate gone. He hasn't gone yet, Ty, man. And we're not bringing that back. We ain't bringing that back. We're not bringing the curse back. That's not happening. We got Verts, man. We got Verts. We're not bringing that back. LB, you know, you're already on the list, LB, but I'm going to put an asterisk next to yours because you might be the first person who goes on trial. Yeah, last topic of the day. Harvey Elliott being linked with West Ham United, but not just Harvey, Tyler Morton as well, with a potential £65 million double swoop. That for me would be like 50 million for Elliott and then 15 million for Tyler Morton. I'll be honest, for the money, you kind of have to take that deal. Again, I've been no stranger to saying that I'd like Elliott to stay for squad depth, but if he does so, I want to move on, then getting 65 million for him and Tyler Morton would be absolutely fantastic. And I'd bite your hand off for it. I actually think he'd probably thrive at West Ham a bit more as well, back in London. Not just that, I think Graham Potter's a manager who likes to play football on the ground. Likes to keep possession, and I think that will suit Harvey Elliott to a T. Obviously, Kudus is left now, so that leaves a space in the team for Elliott. Maybe that number 10 position where he thrives best, in my opinion. So yeah, I think this would be a good move for Harvey Elliott. Again, don't want to lose the player, but for Harvey Elliott, it makes sense. Plus, for Tyler Morton, it does as well. Tyler got next to no minutes last season, which I thought was a bit unfair. But if we can get 65 mil for Harvey Elliott and Tyler Morton, then that's a deal you take, in my opinion. So, people, look, gonna wrap up there. Got a couple more super chats to get through. Shout out to Beans on Toast, says Cal, we hope you're good. May God be with you. Bless you, bro. May God be with each and every one of you. Look, I know we like to joke around and all this, and I'm stealing a little bit. I'm not even stealing a little bit. I'm gonna tell you straight. I'm stealing this from Ends and Uncle Rod's. Make sure if there's anything going on with you guys mentally, then speak to someone. Don't bottle that stuff up. Ask your friend, ask your family, are you okay? Have that conversation and check in on one another. If we've been taught anything over the last couple of weeks, is that time is never promised. So make sure we're checking in on people. Make sure we're extending that love and generosity when we can, and try and keep yourself in a good mental space as well, and do things that keep you in that mental space, because things can change on a whim, and when that happens, it's not the best thing. So nothing but love to you all. I know it's all banter, and I love the banter. You guys know me. I live for banter, but I also love the fact that you guys check in on us, whether we're on the show or not on the show. So please, we pride ourselves on this community and how well this community has been built. Don't just check in on me, Matt and Drift, checking on each other as well. And yeah, keep up the good vibes as much as possible, people. We will be back later at either 9 or 9:30, so make sure you look on social media for updates, or switch on the notification bell here on YouTube, and you'll be told when we are going to go live. Do smash that like button, please, people. Got over 700 people watching across all platforms. Would like to get up to 1,000 likes on every single one of our videos, guys. So that is the target from now on, guys. 1,000 likes on every single video. Please help us do that. People, I love nothing more than starting a Monday off speaking to the Kop-Ish community. It's been another one in the books. Thank you all for watching, listening, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Smash that like button. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And until we see you later, stay safe, stay blessed. Kop-Ish out, people. Take care.